Hey everyone, welcome back to our brand new video of Comicforge. I'm Abby, and today we're gonna review another comic like we always do on this channel. The main purpose of this channel is to read some comic books and just review them or tell my thoughts. Anyhow, as per the title and the thumbnail of today's video, you guys might have figured out what the comic is we are going to review today. It's Batman, the Court of the Owls Saga. I got this like 2 weeks ago, and it took me a while to read this because it was confusing and the story was a bit hard to understand compared to my All Star in Kingdom Come, and it was definitely also much more bigger and complex. Not complex, but I would say bigger than the Kingdom Come. Like that was only like around 212 pages, and this was like around 312, almost double the page of the Kingdom Come. And actually, Kingdom Come was like around this much, and this is the rest of it. So it's definitely a bigger comic than the Kingdom Come. And I've got the compact edition with myself. And just to clarify, I would like to tell that I personally prefer DC compact editions more than the actual comics, and there's just a simple reason for that. Like in the country where I live, the real comics, not the compact one, the other ones, those are really expensive. So it's really hard for me to get those. As you have seen in my Batman, the Batman 2025 reboot, I read digitally because I couldn't afford it. Like I can, but it's not worth the price what I am paying for. But the compact edition, it's really good. Like it's only like $10, but I usually get it for around 9.8 or sometimes even 8.5 euros. So it's really good for me, and it got the color pages, it got a really good stories, it got some of the classic DC titles. So yeah, I prefer this. Anyhow, let's come back to this comic, Court of Owls. It was written by Scott Snyder, and the art is by Greg Capullo. The name is a bit tough, and instead of my previous ones, as you can see here, they mentioned thriller here. Like though the Kingdom Come and All Star Superman were, they were fantasy, but this is thriller. And yeah, this was definitely a thrilling comic, and I really love how it was. My hair got messed up, and ignore it. New DC logo, new DC, and here's the main cover. Like we got Batman fighting with the people of the court. Here's the side spine. It was just a bit damaged from up here, but it's not a big deal. Here we got a very terrifying image of Batman. Let me just focus it really, as you can see. And here is written Batman, the Court of the Owls, short names of both writer and artist. Here's the back side. You can see a Talon here, seeing Batman, and beneath is the Gotham City. To be honest, this should have been the main cover personally, but it's the main cover for the the main version of it. Like I guess the absolute edition of this comic, but let's just leave it. Here we have the barcode and another time written thriller. This comic retails for around, not retails, the compact edition usually retails for like 9.99 USD or 13.50 Canadian. And here is written that court is in session. Will Bat prevail or will his owls rule Gotham? Like now, there is a bit brief description given here about Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, and like this is just an saga taken from the uh, Batman 2011, and it's just an arc of it which is taken and transferred into this compact edition. So like that's, I gotta read a lot of it to continue this, but that's what it is. Anyhow, here is our first page arc. Like one thing I like about the compact editions a lot is that they don't have the extra stuff, and I personally do not like the extra stuff, like like content of the chapters, especially in the comics. It's you need those for other books, but not for the compact. Here's a really good, cool art inside of the comic, as you can see. Really cool. Anyhow, this comic is really good. It got like 12 chapters or 11 chapters, and it also got some side stories, like besides the main, like extras. So extras was really cool, especially the second one. I will discuss that later on. Now this comic, I really liked it. Like, did I like it better than Kingdom Come? Definitely not. I prefer that comic over this, but I personally like this over All Star Superman, because All Star Superman was changing its tone multiple times, like again and again. First it was um, at some other thing, then it suddenly just changed its thing from one thing to another, which made me a bit confused, but it was also a bit bad. Like, I did not like that at all. Anyhow, the starting chapter is an introduction, and we got some of the biggest Batman villains just at the second page. Ignore the noise. You can see here Mr. Freeze. Here we have, I forgot the name of this guy, and this too. Here is the Scarecrow in the middle. Here's the Two-Face, and I really like the design of the Two-Face. Like, it's really detailed. Let me just focus it for you guys. And then we have Killer Croc and the Riddler right here, and I did not like the design of Riddler at all. Anyhow, Batman fought his own villains, and first time reading the Batman comic for first time, like not my first time, but it was a really cool experience. Like, Batman beating his enemies, especially Two-Face, and some new villains came too. And I actually really like the design of Clayface right here. As you can see, the design of Clayface. Let me just focus it a bit. As you can see, the design of the Clayface is really cool. Anyhow, we got they traded us with first thing, and it was the first thing I was reading, and I was like, whoa, what the hell. Like, I really like the design of Joker in this. It's really cool. Batman and Joker were fighting together, and like, spoiler alert, like, now I'm going to discuss regarding the story of this comic. Like, we have the Batcave right here, and even got a reference for the 1989 Batmobile, which is really cool. I really like that Batmobile. And when Joker comes in the Batcave, and like, I was like, whoa, what's he doing there? And then I realized that it was a deck which Dick Grayson, also known as Nightwing, was using, and he was actually playing around with the people. So it's a bit weird for me personally. Anyhow, the story of this comic, it's like Batman always believed that there was something else controlling the Gotham City, and like after that he realized that the Court of Owls, and they tried to assassinate him. Like the Talons, they tried to kill him, and then Bruce there, he goes to investigate, but he goes mad there, and that sequence was like, have some mercy on the poor guy. Like, they did him dirty in this comic really badly. Like, I felt bad for the Batman in this comic, which is like, you shouldn't feel bad for the Batman. Like, that character is literally supposed to give you hope, and it also got some stunning art. Like, it's better than All-Star Superman, don't get me wrong. I definitely like the art style of this, but better than Kingdom Come? Definitely not. That art style is literally goated. Like, I feel like I was watching a movie in that. Anyhow, look at this art. Like, damn, look at it. It's so cool. What to say? And it got a lot of detective stuff. And then this cool panel, Bruce Wayne will die tomorrow. Like, I was like, whoa, who's even gonna kill him? And like, then Bruce Wayne, he leaves, and really cool art again, as you guys can see. Really cool art. Anyhow, this is a detailed review, and I definitely would like to discuss this a lot. We got some weird stuff in this, and yeah, the characters in this comic, there was Bruce Wayne, also known as Batman, like also not also known as, but he is Batman. We got Nightwing, and reference of Batgirl, the Robin, Red Robin, I guess, I believe, and there was Jason Todd too, also known as the Red Hood, but he was in the extra story, so I don't know if we should consider him in the main or not. And then this was the Talon, like the main one, like who tried to assassinate Bruce Wayne, and it was like he was very menaced, like what to tell. And here is a really cool artwork, and I really like that before starting any chapter they were leaving this artwork, and it was really really cool. Anyhow, I'm trying to find some good pages like to show you guys, and it got a lot of stuff to it. Like, see how many reading panels are there. Like, you got to read a lot in this comic, especially the last chapter. That was literally so much confusing for me. And then my favorite art, this one, Talon seeing Batman. And start of the next chapter, chapter 4, it was a really cool start for this chapter, like continuous fighting, and then it got boring again with Dick talking to Bruce Wayne, and they discussing about some stuff. Bruce goes back to investigate where he was captured by the Court of the Owls, and just hear this is a teaser, and which tells that how much suffer he is going to be. Bruce Wayne disappeared for days. These were the character I told you about, and yeah, Catwoman, it was just a cameo, nothing more than that. Bruce was exploring the Court of the Owls area, and he was seeing some weird visions. Like, see here, like in this panel, see this. Like, he got mad. He was destroying anything which came here into his way. Like, see how what happened to his cave, what happened to the condition of him himself. And then a weird thing, I thought it was a printing issue, but I'm just kidding. I saw this already, but I was like, whoa, maybe I have a printing issue. Like, first the comic is like, standard comic. You move the page, it's inverted. Like, you gotta read it like this now. And like, you move on, you read it, and I'm like, oh, he destroying everything. And like, you keep reading it, and then, Bruce, he meets his parents, like you can see here, right here. And like, it was fake vision of him. He realized that. And the next panels is really disturbing, like what the hell? Like, it was like we were reading like this first. Now in the next page, it's inverted again. Like, see this? It's inverted again. And a really disturbing art, to be honest. Like, what is this? Like, whoa, that was a bit, what the hell moment for me. Like, Bruce, he got mad, like, just see at him. He got mad, and then Talon, he stabbed him from the back. And the chapter ends with this really cool artwork. Like, it's creepy, but at the same time, I would really praise Greg Capullo for drawing this. This art is amazing. Like, so much detail and horror of the Bruce in this comic. Like, we show Bruce, he was beaten badly. As you can see, like, I never saw Batman get beaten this badly. Like, even in the Dark Knight Rises movie, he wasn't beaten this badly, which I thought. And like, now there are rumors that in Batman Part 2 of Matt Reeves, there might be Court of Owls in that. I'm really excited to see this, and I'm looking forward to see that. Bruce, he is being beaten by Talon. He's like, so much cooked. And then there is this panel, his revenge arc. Like, he rises up and he fights Talon, the main one, and then leaves. Like, he runs away, which is very weird, and probably the worst artwork which I personally felt here is this one. Like, it's not bad, but but don't get me wrong, it's the weakest among all of them. So yeah, this really cool artwork of an owl killing a bat. Really cool artwork. Then we have some more stuff like this emotional a bit, Bruce giving up, training Alfred, it's me, like, and he's like, Alfred is like shocked to see this, and you know, Bruce have a discussion with Nightwing, like, see how much stuff you gotta read here, and like, in the end, Nightwing start to raise his voice a bit, and Bruce simply punches him. And then there was a really big plot twist which happened. Like I was like, whoa, what the hell? Bruce tells Dick that the Court of Owls decided, like tried to make him the next Talon. Like what they did, they kidnapped the children and make them Talons, the assassins, which is like whoa, what the hell? And the next chapter, chapter 8, it's more like Bruce Wayne versus the people. Like it's less Batman, more Bruce Wayne. But like then it have a really cool moment, like Alfred and Bruce talking right here in this here, and Court of Owls they're trying to break, and then we have this really cool artwork of a bat armor, I believe, and the Bruce says, "Get the hell out of my house," and it's very badass moment. A really cool artwork again. Like I praised the artwork a lot in this one. Then we have some fight scenes, like bat armor fighting, but bat armor it also breaks, like it cannot work all the time. Then we got this cool sequence of Batmobile, which is also really cool. Anyhow, the character development on this whole comic was really good, and here we have Batman, the Bruce Wayne, another good artwork. A really detailed review. I am telling this without a script, so maybe mind my language sometimes. Anyhow, we got some more stuff, some more mysteries, and I forgot the name of it. Let me just go back and tell. I read this comic a few days ago. Mr. Lincoln, yep. He turned into this Talon kind of thing, and maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I understood. And like he started to claim that he was the brother of Bruce Wayne, and then a really great fight appearing, and this artwork is so much big. Like this defines rise, like a comeback or rise again, and Bruce fighting the Lincoln. Really mysterious fight, like it's more kind of talking fight rather than just hand-to-hand combat fight, like more of talk than just anything else. And then mysteries, and then we got this maze kind of thing, which is really confusing. Like they try to confuse me. See how much dialogues are there. Like it was really I was getting bored sometimes. Like see this much dialogue, that was insane. But yeah, in the end we realized that Lincoln, he was probably brainwashed or something like that. He was ill, mentally ill, so he was claiming for of being the Bruce brother. Anyhow, chapter ends, and then we have Batman: The Court of the Owls additional stories, like side stories. There are two stories included in this compact edition: The Call and the Fall of the House of Wayne. The Call is written by Scott Snyder and James Tynan, and the art is by Raphael Ablick, whatever the name is. And The Fall of the House of Wayne is written by Scott Snyder and James Tynan, same guy, and the art is by same person. But I personally do not like this art at all. Like this art is weird. Look at the bat armor, it got weirder. Look at Alfred, he got creepy. And this story, it's not that deep. It's like nothing something nice. It's just like them informing the people of family that the Talons, they are killing the government officials and the main personalities. This wasn't cool at all. But the next story, the fall of the Wayne of Manor, that story was really sad actually. We had the story of Jarvis Pennyworth, and we had stories of Martha Wayne and Thomas Wayne. Really, really emotional story. A car crash which happened, which made Martha lose her son Thomas, which was coming probably, and it was really sad. And Jarvis, he was in contact with the Court of Owls. He knew they would come. He warned Martha, but she refused. But a really sad story in the end. In this, it's like narrated like Jarvis writing a letter to his son Alfred, and he was killed. like you know this is so sad panel at the end. This one, it says, with deep love and regret, your father Jarvis Manisworth, and he was thrown into the fire. That's really sad actually. We got this moment between Bruce and Alfred visiting Martha and Thomas Wayne's grave along with Jarvis Pennyworth. Man, Alfred was really sad here, and it was really nice. And then we have some variant cover artwork. Like this artwork is so much nice. Like I don't know how to explain this, but this artwork was so much nice. I really loved it. This artwork was really nice too, but the first artwork was fabulous, unexplainable. And then we got this artwork, and this is probably the weakest, but it have a deep meaning. Batman getting lost in a maze surrounded by owls. That's really deep. And then we got this one too. And then in the end we have some more from DC stuff. I'm hoping to get the Long Halloween very soon, the compact edition of that, because personally I prefer the compact edition of the comics. And I'm also targeting to get Batman Hush, and the Watchmen comic. We already did the review of this comic, and the comic has ended. Now, personally, the arc of Bruce Wayne and Batman suffering, they suffered a lot. It was really sad. You feel bad for them, and the Nightwing character was really important. Like it brings some twist. Like it made us, realize that how bad the Court of Owl and evil they are actually. And this is a really great story. I would recommend every reader to at least read this, and it's probably the best modern Batman story ever made, because I didn't read the Court of Owl. Sorry, no, my mistake. The Long Halloween and Dark Knight Returns I didn't read yet, so I personally don't know where this comic stand, but probably below them as what I've heard of the people's opinions. But it's a really good book. I would probably give it this around a 9 or 8.75 out of 10, mainly because it got so much stuff to read. But it's maybe because it's a detective comic, and maybe I preferred some fantasy comics instead of the thriller one, so maybe it's like that. In the end, I really enjoyed reading this comic. It got boring sometimes, I won't lie, it was boring sometimes. So I focused on finishing the chapter and closing it, and I'll probably buy the Watchmen, probably because the Long Halloween and Hush, they are going to be similar to this comic. So it's going to be repetitive and I might get bored, so I'll probably focus on getting the Watchmen right now, because it also has more value per page for the price. Like for 10 USD you get around 450 pages, I guess they were. And a really good collection in my comic. I would really like to read it. And overall, in my conclusion, this is one of the best things I've ever read, and it will help me for my future ideas if I write anything else, or if I do something related to this detective story, because now I have an idea of detective stories. So yeah, that was all for this video. I hope you all liked it. Make sure to comment and give your thoughts, and maybe like the video if you liked it. So yeah, that was it. Take care and goodbye.